Hello, sisters. This avatar is my digital clone, using my own voice and powered and rendered in high quality by HeyGen. All scripts, concepts, and research in this video are 100% my original content and work. In this video, we are going to talk about what happens to a woman when the person who was supposed to stay walks out. Not after a few difficult years, but after 33 years of building a life together. After raising children, building a home, and pouring herself into a marriage she believed was permanent. What happens to her identity? What happens to the woman she became over 3 decades when the foundation of that becoming is suddenly brutally removed? I am Coach Ronnie. This channel exists for one reason: to walk with you through the hardest chapter of your life and show you it is not your final one. Let us go deep today. I want to tell you about Amina. She is 55 years old, a South African woman of extraordinary grace and strength. When she came to me, she had been married for 33 years. Her children were grown. Her life was built entirely around her marriage, her home, her role as wife and mother, and the woman beside a man she had loved for most of her adult life. And then he walked out. No warning she had been prepared for. Just the devastating reality that the man she had given 33 years of her life to had decided to leave. When Amina found me, she said something I will never forget. Coach Ronnie, I don't know who I am anymore. I have been somebody's wife for so long. I don't even know what I like. I don't know what I want. I don't know who I am without him. She was not lost because she was weak. She was lost because she had loved deeply, given fully, and built her entire identity around a life that had been taken from her without her consent. Psychology calls such a situation an identity crisis, not a breakdown. A crisis is a moment when your internal map of who you are is so profoundly disrupted that you cannot find your way back without help. Sociologist Sheldon Stryker's identity loss theory teaches us that our sense of self is built from roles arranged in a hierarchy. For women like Amina, wife sits at the very top. When that role is stripped away, especially after decades, the entire identity structure can collapse. It is not weakness. It is psychological reality. And Jennifer Campbell's research shows that after this kind of disruption, self-concept clarity can be fully rebuilt. And when it is, women report higher self-esteem, emotional stability, and life satisfaction than before the loss. The disruption is real, but so is the rebuilding. The rebuilding is because of what God says about your name. Before we talk about rebuilding, I need to take you somewhere deeper. This is a truth that psychology points toward but cannot fully reach. But now, the truth is what the Lord says. He who created you, he who formed you. Do not fear, for I have redeemed you. I have summoned you by name. You are mine. When you pass through the waters, I will be with you. And when you pass through the rivers, they will not sweep over you. When you walk through the fire, you will not be burned. The flames will not set you ablaze. Isaiah 43 verses 1 to 3. 3 words carry everything in that passage. If you are enjoying this video, please share it with someone who will benefit from it. Now, 3 words. God summoned you by name, not by your role, not by the name you took when you got married, by your name, the one He gave you before any marriage existed, before any man defined you. Your identity was never actually in the marriage. It was always in Him. The marriage did not create who you are. The divorce cannot destroy who you are. This was Amina's turning point. When we sat together in Isaiah 43, she said quietly, He knows my name, even now, even like this. And that single realization began to crack open what the confusion had sealed shut. Psychologist Dan McAdams' narrative identity theory shows us that after a major disruption, healing happens when we revise our personal story, taking the painful chapter and integrating it into a larger story that still has meaning and hope. The woman who stays trapped allows the betrayal to become the final sentence. The woman who rises picks up the pen again. Slowly, faithfully, Amina and I stopped asking, "Who was I?" and began asking, "Who am I becoming?" Let's look at the 4 steps of identity reclamation. Step 1. Grieve the roles before you release them. Amina had to grieve not just the marriage, but every role it carried: wife, partner, and the woman of that home. Each role deserved to be acknowledged and released with intention, not abandoned in shame. Psychology calls this role exit. When done with compassion, it creates space for a new identity to emerge. Step 2. Go back before the marriage to find what was always yours. I asked Amina, "Who were you at 22, before this marriage began? What did you love? What made you come alive?" She was quiet for a long time. Then she began to remember pieces of herself she had set aside, dreams she had quietly folded away. Those pieces were not gone. They had simply been waiting. Tedeschi and Calhoun's research on post-traumatic growth confirms that women who do this intentional work do not just return to who they were. They discover capacities and strengths they never knew existed. The trauma does not only take, it also reveals. Step 3. Let God author what you cannot yet imagine. Isaiah 43 says, "He formed you. He created you." Your truest identity is not something you build from scratch after divorce. It is something you return to. Healing is not invention. It is homecoming. Step 4. Take one small identity-claiming action every single day. Identity is rebuilt, not through grand declarations, but through small proof. One morning, you choose what you want without considering anyone else. One decision made from your wisdom. These moments are not small. They are the building blocks of a reclaimed self. Amina's transformation. The woman who came to me not knowing her own name, not knowing what she liked or who she was without him, has been doing the deep, faithful, courageous work of coming home to herself. She recently told me, "Coach Ronnie, I spent 33 years being his wife, and I was proud of that. But now I am learning to be Amina, just Amina. And she is someone I am genuinely beginning to love. Just Amina." That is identity reclamation. That is what Isaiah 43 looks like in a real woman's life. If you are in the middle of this phase right now, if you are the woman who does not know who she is without her marriage, hear this directly. You are not starting from zero. You are starting from truth. God knew your name before the marriage began. He knows it still. And the woman he named, she is still in there, and God is with you, waiting, ready, more whole than you can currently imagine. I created something to help you begin. It is called the Rising Journal, a free 7-day healing guide. Just 15 minutes each morning. 7 prompts to help you start returning to the woman God always knew who you were. The link is right below in the description. It is completely free. Subscribe and come back every week, because this journey is one we were never meant to walk alone. He summoned you by name. You are his, and he is with you. Rise, sister. You are an overcomer. Your story is not over. It is just getting started.